Guys, so I thought I would do a little video today of refilling my tinctures and just kind of talk about the herbs and what I'm doing and the process that I'm going through, just to kind of share with everybody. I absolutely love herbs. I've been growing a herbal garden for 4, maybe 5 years, maybe 4 years, and it's just really fascinating to see how God has put so much like healing into all the plants. And with herbs it's a great thing. Like, you can't really kill some of the herbs, like they just keep coming back, right? Even if you try to pull them up, they just keep coming back. Think about dandelions, or if you know, mint, or anything like that, and they all have these medicinal properties in it, and it's just so cool the way they've been designed. So I praise him for the beautiful medicine that's can be in your own backyard. So today I'm just kind of refilling my tinctures. Some have been used up, some I need to go ahead and strain. I've already created the tinctures using the folk method. And so these ones I just need to kind of refill up my droppers that I have in my kitchen for ones that I need. So some of the ones I've been going through, I think I've shown the mullein one. That's a really good expectorant one. Helps get rid of any junk when you have a cold, but you get that stuff that's like you need to cough up or something. So I really like that one. And that's like what people think. It's just a weed. It's mullein, it's a weed, but it's got so much cool stuff to it. And I'll just have to preface all this stuff, I guess, saying I am not a medical advisor. I'm not suggesting this is what you do. This is just for entertainment and just sharing what I do. So, all that good stuff out of the way, right? So, I save them in whatever jars that I possibly can. I'll show you what the best jar is that you have to buy, though they're a little bit separate. I always have all these, canning jars around because I'm obsessed with canning jars. I've been canning for such a long time, so I have all different kinds of little doohickeys around that I keep putting stuff in. But and then those droppers I get from Amazon. I'll put a link to them. They are a favorite of mine. Those are amber colored, and that just kind of helps block out the light because light kind of deteriorates the properties within it. All these are made with organic vodka, and of course, my herbs are all done organically in my awesome herb garden, which I will link to some videos down below as well. So I showed the mullein, and the echinacea. That is a purple cone flower. That again is what people think is a weed. It's really pretty. That one is such a powerhouse. It's great for immune boosting and just really good stuff. And the fun thing about herbs is that they have so many different benefits and qualities and stuff to each one that it's really hard to list them all. And so I'm just kind of listing what I remember and what I use them for, because they just have, again, they're such a jack of all trades kind of thing for most of them. We have the calendula. That one I grow every year. Sometimes they come back, but usually I have to plant that one every year up here in northern Michigan. That's a great lymphatic one, overall immune type of thing, antibacterial. It's got a whole bunch of fun words to it as well. Let's see. We have turmeric or turmeric, depending on how you say it, potato. That one's really great for inflammation. So, it just helps kind of get that stuff that's in your joints that's just, annoying the crap out of you. So that one helps flush stuff out and clean stuff out. And all these things you can use as a tea as well. I just happen to like the preservation method of making tinctures. It just seems to really help. And I also make teas all the time. So I have the dry herbs as well that I'm using all the time. But I like to have the tinctures because then it's like a long-term preservation because it's in the alcohol that lasts basically forever. All right, so we had wormwood, which is great for parasites. Stinging nettles is another favorite of mine, and that keeps coming back. And that's great for allergies or, when the seasons start to change. That really helps. The motherwort was like it's kind of funny. This one's kind of funny, but it promotes overall well-being, but they even say it gives feelings of courage. So I appreciate that. And then raspberry, just raspberry leaves. That's all it is and that's really good for your heart health. And then the ashwagandha is good for immune and digestive issues like leaky gut and stuff. So some of these, most of the times I can remember what a lot of them are, at least what the main point is, what I want to use them for. But sometimes when they're new to me or I can't remember all of them, I mean, I have like 20 of them that are lined up in my kitchen, and then I have like a ton more that's in my herbal cabinet or my apothecary, whatever fancy word you want to use. So I like to put these little tags on them until I can remember what they are. So I'm kind of writing down um, two different ones here, the ashwagandha and the Ella campaign, which is really hard for me to say, but that's really good stuff too. So those ones are new. Those ones I had to buy the herb from an organic herbal company so I can make the tinctures, which is really cost effective than buying the tinctures itself. I have tried to get both of those seeds to get started, and I'm going to try because I won't give up, but I'll try again this year as well. Then that way they're all in my herbal garden, and I just know that I can go out there and snip them and preserve them, make tinctures and teas with them, then I have them. But usually you can buy like a pound bag for, I mean, I don't even know the price, but then you can make a lot of different tinctures with one bag of herbs. And here I just need to kind of put everything away. You can see, I mean, these are not uniform and beautiful jars, but they are holding beautiful things, so I'm okay with it. So I have this cabinet that I painted from my friend, which was her mom's, and I just kind of load it full. It's one of my favorite things. Just kind of look at it and take inventory each year to see what I need to grow and cut and snip and preserve. So on the right side, at least my right, is all my dry herbs that I kind of come in and make teas out of it. And then on the left side is the all the different tinctures. And you can see I'm trying to figure out how to stack these in here, right? I mean, hold on, lids, don't tip out on me. But I have a whole bunch of different kinds. I've got like corn silk and plantain, all kinds of stuff. So these are the ones that I was working on today, just kind of refilling them. And so that was kind of fun. And then I've got a bunch that have been brewing for months probably, because it doesn't matter when you actually strain them out. That's what I'm going to show you guys next, is about straining them and stuff. So you can make your tinctures up, and then you can strain them at any point. It doesn't really matter. I usually like to let them sit in for about a month, and then after a month, if I need them, I'm going to strain them. If I don't need them, I don't strain them. But these were done months ago, and I was just kind of in the apothecary there, so I wanted to just go ahead and, get everything done. So I did some dandelion flowers, and I missed what that first one was, but I'm sure I showed it. So we just kind of did a couple things that you can find. Again, dandelions, right? Out in your grass or whatever, and then everyone always sprays them with a bunch of junk. So don't spray, don't use chemicals. Goodness gracious, those are beautiful things. They're great for pollinators. Oh my gosh, the bees absolutely love them, and we need our bees. We need our bees very much. They are having a rough time this year with lots of beehives going, so we need to give them as much food that is not sprayed with poison. So stop spraying poison if you're listening to this. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right, then there's catnip, right? Not just for your cats, it's for you as well. That's one of my favorites that I like to do too. It kind of just is a calming herb, and I think there's a bunch of other stuff too, but I can't think of what it is. Oh, it's good for, upset stomachs and flus if you have that. And it's good for your cats. You can see some of these things are actually roots, right? I actually harvest some of the roots on certain things like marshmallow, and you could do dandelion root, echinacea root, and that comfrey right there that I did, that is basically called a bone healing herb, and it is really great. So that is a spray that we will put on, like if we had a bone break or a sprain, even a pulled muscle, it helps. It really helps repair things so much quicker. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not saying what you should do. I'm just saying what I'm doing. So I like to let them strain for several hours. You can push them out. I know some people like to put them inside of like a cheesecloth and like really squeeze them out. I'm not going to go that far, but I am going to let them drain for a while just to get everything out, because, that's some precious good stuff right there. Then I'm just kind of going to rebottle everything back into clean jars. Make sure you have these labeled. You'll see that I've put like the lids or stickies on every single thing, because yes, they are different colors, but I'm telling you, if you start to mix up some of the stuff, you wouldn't want to do that, especially something like comfrey. You don't want that necessarily, you're not going to use that internally like you would echinacea. So you want to make sure you're not mixing it up. So always have everything clearly labeled and keep the labels together with it. And I'm not fancy. I'm using masking